well doing. This is your number one show on TV, and today we are talking about the role of an husband in the home. And today we have Mr. Godwin Robinson in the building. I know they were expecting me to say Roland, but
you're the one that knows where you get. Now only you and yourself. You know where you get Roland from.
You're welcome, Mr. Godwin. Sir, what do you have to say?
No,
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
So today we're talking about the role of a husband in the home.
Okay.
So my first question is, who is a husband?
Wow.
Did you see my energy?
That's why I told you I was expecting so much.
Yeah.
I know you're connected to this program,
yeah.
Especially this one of today. A lot of women
are watching us.
I know.
Okay.
So, who is a husband? A husband is that man who is so matured enough to take responsibilities and who feel he has come to that level where he should raise a home. Because being a husband, you are a father. You have just moved from the bachelorhood to picking up larger responsibility. So a husband is that one that wants to be a father, that wants to raise a family,
yes,
and that wants to take care of his own and become a blessing to the larger society.
Beautiful.
And that's who I think a husband is.
Beautiful.
So my question for you is, what are some of the challenges that a husband faces in the home?
Okay. There are different challenges and they all come in colors and shapes and all that. I don't know if you want me to say everything before the camera.
Colors and shapes.
Okay. The 21st century home or family has come with its own challenges and tasks. A lot of rule changes shift from what it used to be, like when we were born, our father has to take care of our feeding with another, but now it's changing. So there are so many challenges. First of all, you talk about the economic challenges. Then secondly, you talk about the availability and the emotional challenges. Because sometimes they want more from us. They want you to be at home, to be there for everybody and all that. And then also, when they also talk about the economy, they want you also to be able to provide again. And they forgot that if you have to be here, you will not be here. So, so the economic challenges, the emotional challenges, and sometimes expectations again from the side of Madame that you are. You are not who you used to be, because you see, as a man grows, meeting different things in the societies and all that, your character, your output changes. Your output, I'm talking about, talk from the kitchen to the bank and to the bedroom and everything changes. And sometimes they just want it to remain the way it used to be, from those go-go days, where you have to open the doors for her and do all that and all that. And sometimes they don't know that the baby in the womb, the one in the school, and all that. And then the house, in case you are the one also picking the bills. All these things go through your brain, and then they still want your emotions to be top-notch. So that's a problem. So these are some of the challenges.
Okay, so talking about quality time, you said, they want you to have communication, they want you to have quality time, they want you to be there for them, they want you to be the baby boy that you've always been. This is my question. What are the things that would make a woman, your wife, become unattractive to you?
Okay, I don't want you to personalize this. But what are the things that will make
let's generalize
a wife to become unattractive to the husband? Because if you ask me that question directly and you personalize it, you're going to give me some trouble when I get home. So okay, let me take it this way. Now, there are a lot of things that could actually make a woman to be unattractive to the man, a wife. and it differs from one man to another man.
Yes, it does.
But I could just talk about the basics. Now, when a man gets married to the woman, there are some things that brought this man. First of all, our eyes drags us on. Then when we come on, then we now find out that the character, we check it. If the character is balanced, then we now start talking about the intimacy part of it. So you can see from the outward to the peripheral, then the inward. So these things are there. So and as much as these things are the way it should be, then the man is going to stay glued to the camera. Is going to stay glued to the home. But when there are changes, like some women, especially in this part of the world, you see, when we're talking about this, we're talking about Nigeria, we're talking about Africa in this context. So a lot of women in Nigeria, they play to win the match. And after they win the match, to keep the trophy becomes a problem. For instance, she spends how many hours to make up before you marry her? You know, her wardrobe is top notch and all that and all that. Okay. And then after that, she now starts having babies and she doesn't care again. She focuses on the children and all that. And sometimes you come back home, she's still struggling with the sweat here and there and there. And you forget I'm still the baby boy that you used to know.
I'm still the baby boy you used to know.
And and then you now start shifting my attention to football and all that and all that. And that's the problem. So these things are there. So there are a lot of things. Like some men I know, they have a problem with fragrance. You understand? And maybe before then, you have this perfume, you know, your normal perfume that you wear. Then after the marriage, she start dropping some of those things. Even though we can provide, we always provide, you know.
We always
Yes, we always we always provide. But sometimes again, she doesn't have the time for all these things. So there are a lot of things. But I would just, you know, round it up with changes from who she used to be to who she has eventually become because of the home and all that.
Okay, so you said something before Mitch asks this question. You said something that she, maybe the lady is a career lady. So she's back from work. She takes care of the kids, arranges the home, makes food for you, and you come back from work and you say she's sweaty, and you say she's looking stressed, and you say she's not attractive to me this night. After everything that she has been through.
You said I said that? Okay, let me answer you. Let me answer your question. Now, I look at it this way. I started with responsibility. If you're a bachelor, your responsibility as a bachelor is not the same as when you're married.
True.
I really have problem with some men who you get married to this lady and both of you are living together and you are still expect her to pick all the responsibilities in the house. No. When both of you are living together, if just the only two of you, a lot of things can be shared, a lot of things can be done. But when the children start coming, you should think about the caregiver.
Okay.
Then there are some things also in the house that you should be able to provide for her that machines could be able to take care of. Okay. I do not subscribe to where the woman has to carry all the responsibilities of keeping the home and then she still has to work from 8 to 5. No, that's quite heavy. I didn't get a slave. I actually got a companion.
What if there are a little financial constraints and you guys are not yet like there? Like at that, we know what the economy is saying, but like you're saying about, you know, provisions of machines and all of that. I buy into the idea. But what about the guy who's in the lower echelon? Who's not financially capable of doing a couple of these things? How does he have this
then
balance?
Shared responsibility comes in. I believe the man should be able to assist the wife in some certain things.
Yeah.
For instance, if you don't have money to buy the washing machine in the house, what stops you from making out weekends to be the one to do the laundry?
Beautiful.
So this also should come in. And sometimes again, maybe your own kind of job gives you space. Why don't you check out the kitchen? I'm talking about when there is no enough money. To yes. But the caregiver is actually a very, very important aspect of the family, especially when the children start coming. You can imagine, madam, she has to go to the market to buy things, she has to cook, she has to take care of the children, she has to go to work and all that. And sorry, let me also say this. Like in the West, when you're married, you look at it, who earns more? and we're beginning to have that rule changes in this part of the world
Yeah,
also.
true.
That you marry a woman and then she's making more than you. I mean, if somebody is going to step down according to, you know, time for the children, it should be the person that earns less.
Would that not affect your ego as a man?
Now, that's the problem. That's why I said responsibility. It's it. You can't marry a woman who punctures your ego. No, you don't have to do that. You have to marry a woman who brings out the best in you. And I don't believe that a man can actually marry every woman. You can't do that. There are some women that are not your size.
True.
There are some women that are your size. I'm not talking about social structure alone. I'm talking about the personality of this person. I mean, there are some, yes, there is a woman that walk into this place right now and you shake. That's the truth. No matter how much she claims to love you, you will not be very comfortable with her. So why don't you go to your own bracket and then where you belong to? So about the ego thing, I also believe that if a woman wants to get the best from her man, you should know how to massage this man's ego. There are some women because, okay, I've worked with a lady. And I noticed that this lady has issues with men, especially when you want to be the real man. You know what I mean in this part of the world. So she fights it. And one day, I sat her down. I said, tell me about your father and your mother. And she told me how her mother took care of the family, how her father was not always there for them, picking the bills and all that. There are some women that they have a problem that if for that period of time, the window period that where they have to pick the bill or do one or two things, they want to rub it on the face of the man and they want to remind the children that they want doing that. This is not supposed to be. So because you are trying to rupture the ego of this man and tomorrow you might still need the ego to function, you have blown it up. So I also believe that you should be able to marry your friend. Both of you are supposed to be friends. And a friend, if you have lapses, I should be able to stand in for you. And not that I'm standing in for you and I now tell everybody I'm standing in for you. And then you also use the tool or I use the tool to damage the home because I want to snatch the children to my... See, this topic is very beautiful. Yeah. I wish I have all the time to be able to take care of it and do justice to this.
I like what you just said now.
So what you're saying now, this just brought me to a tweet.
Okay.
And somebody said, it was actually very deep. Do you understand? The person said something that was deep and funny at the same time. He said, a man is not supposed to be down for so long. I'm talking about finances.
Yes.
That you do not give the role of a provider to your wife. Women are not natural providers. Cause at some point she won't be calm about it. No matter how good the woman is. Like at some point she will actually, I don't know how true it is, but at some point she will actually have to put it at your face. So no matter how down you are as a man, try so hard. Do you understand? Try so hard. But it still boils down to the fact that a lot of people in the older, like me, I like to use the older generation because they're the people we've seen.
It's more cool than what you're seeing now. These guys, it's cool than
what
you're
because
seeing
we have seen a lot of people.
They are more predictable. These ones are not predictable.
So we have seen a lot of people from the older generation where, like you said, the woman is this thing is a big topic. There's always a gender war.
I want to also unbundle it a little bit so that we can.
Yeah, it's a big issue on Twitter. The issue of you talking about. You said something now. I don't know if I fully disagree with you, but yeah, you have a point. You said something about a woman walking in here and regardless of how you understand social strata, you understand that I can't go for this woman, no matter the love she shows.
No matter the love she shows.
But there are women in the older generation. We've seen a lot of times where the women earn ×2, ×3, and I don't know how they put it together.